Hey guys, it's me Danielle with Kingdom First Ministries. How are you? I hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Okay guys, so today's topic for today is gang stalking. I know, really happy, right? But God wants me to talk about it. But before I jump into all that, let me just show you this cool spot that I just found. Look at this. I'm so happy I found a cool place to shoot today. Check out these really cool like stickers and stuff, like eat well or die, stars, all this stuff here. And then they've got these little guys up there. Ah, look at that. This is so Portland, oh my gosh, totally Portland. Anyway, so what am I wearing? Okay, let's see. So I've got this really cute jacket from Zara. It's like a mini. It's super cute. And I've got my I've got my jeans on, my Gap and my Vans and some cute little tops. So yeah, so we're definitely going into the fall here. I mean, look, it's like cloudy today, and so we just try to deal with it the best way that we can. But anyway, all right guys, let's jump into this thing, okay? So gang stalking. You know, it's something that I've endured before when my eldest daughter, Danica Ryan, who passed away last December 29th of 2023, she had married someone who was involved with drugs and had a ring going. And I mean, it was like, you know, he was making some money. We didn't like him and we didn't approve, but they got married anyway. So there was an investigation going on. The feds were following this guy, and then they started following like my daughter's family, which is me, my ex-husband, and it was just awful. It was like 3 years, and eventually they caught the guy. He got 11 years in prison, but in the meantime, it was just awful. So here we are again, right? Different situation, different thing altogether. So now, okay, so my stalkers it's my mother, my uncle, my aunt, my sister. They've been siphoning off my energy for years, decades. And, you know, as you know, they have the whatchamacallit, they have my inheritance. They're enjoying it, and it's getting closer. God is handling this whole entire thing. So it's them. And then we've got my ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend that have been doing tons of witchcraft on me. So, you know, the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge, right? So this is why I'm sharing this with you, okay? I mean, otherwise I would not want to talk about it. So I'm at the shelter, and we had like about maybe 10 people leave, and they went to another place, a different shelter. And then they just brought in all these new people, and they were stalkers. You could feel the energy. You could see the way that they're looking at me and at my other two friends that are there, like looking at us with such hatred. Like I wonder what they were told. You know, I really do. Like what were they told? Were they told that I was a terrorist or something? Were they told that I was like a child molester or something? What were they told? It must have been something really, really bad in order for them to look at me with such hatred and to walk up to me with such a sense of entitlement, as if like they were the walking police or something, and that they have every right to just stand there and stare at me and make me feel uncomfortable or shoot energy at me. This one lady that was there at the shelter where I was, Gresham Women's Shelter, I will say that. This woman came in and she played it like she was blind. She was older. She must have been about 70. She had this really like long, like silvery, like blonde hair. And she's like, oh, I can't see. Can you tell me what time it is? You know? And I'm like, so I was talking with some people in staff at the office, and I felt this energy, and I turned around and I looked, and sure enough, it was this woman looking right at me, and she's putting her hand out like, and it wasn't for prayer. She was throwing bad energy at me. And so I walked up to her afterwards, And I said, I know exactly what you just did, and I know that you're not blind. I said, please be very careful, because I'm a high-ranking Christian believer in God, and you don't want to mess with me. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Who is this? Who? I'm like, yeah. So it's like, at first, you want to like, excuse me, help the elderly. Oh, can I get the door for you? Oh, do you need a chair? And that's how it was in the beginning until I realized. So they've got people going in there faking that they're blind or that, they make themselves seem so frail. And they're with their little walkers and everything. And so, yeah, that's what's going on. So what was interesting, though, is that, and based, I've been keeping tabs on everything, so, in the spirit, and there's a sense of frustration that was going on. Like, gosh, we can't get her. We can't get them. It's like really frenetic, really like frustrated type of an energy. And so they had to make something happen. So little fights started popping up like in the shelter. And sure enough, it was my turn. So I was outside. Sorry. They don't want me to get this out. Okay. So I'm sitting outside and I'm talking with a couple of my friends that are also being stalked. One, her case is actually almost closing, which is great. Another case of stolen inheritance. What else? And we're talking and we're just, commiserating. And we're speaking in code, of course. And this one that is watching me, okay, she gets up and she's like, I don't like how you're talking about black people. And I'm like, what? I'm like, first of all, I'm Mexican American. I'm like, I'm the last person to be racist on this planet. And secondly, we're not even talking about race. So mind your business. And whoosh, after that, I'm telling you, all hell broke loose. And so these are black ladies. And, black ladies have a certain way about them, and I love you all. Don't get me wrong, but they start when they start to throw down and start saying bad things to you, like it's rapid fire. Like you can almost not even, you can barely even keep up. So I did my best, and I started laughing because I thought it was funny. I mean, it's just, what am I gonna do? My anxiety. So it kind of egged her on a little bit, and I didn't think that it would, but she lost it. She just lost her SHIT, seriously. And her friend then threw a pair of reader glasses at the back of my head and a rock. And it wasn't a very big rock. I couldn't even feel it, actually. But I was like, are you serious? So we called that like an attack in the shelter like world, right? So I went to staff and I told them what happened, and they did nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing. And if I had been caught doing that, and it's on cameras and everything, if I had been caught doing that, they would have kicked me out for at least 24 hours. But for her, no. Carrie, yeah, with a C, and Marquita with an M. These girls I made friends with as soon as I got there, and we were like vibing and everything was cool, and I was so happy to make some new African American friends. And what's funny though is that, okay, for the people who have hacked into my phone or that they know what I like, my preferences, when it comes to prophetic words and God's tarot card readers and things of that nature, I tend to be drawn in by my black brothers and sisters, because I love it. You guys just tell the truth. Like, you don't sugarcoat it, and I love that about you. So thank you. I've got different spices, a little variety pack going on, but the black people are the true Israelites anyways, you guys. Should look into that. Anyway, what else? So, okay, so then they start bringing in all these black girls into the shelter. And they're trying to be friendly with me, and even like different places that I'm going in that area, they're like up on me, thinking they're going to act like my best friend and everything, because they know I'm attracted to that, and drawn to that, shall I say? I am. I didn't want to misconstrue what I'm saying. So yeah, so as soon as I started picking up on it, I just turned off the energy. They're just so dumb. Like, they really thought that I would just fall for it. Energy does not lie. So it's like, you can come in, I don't care, dress yourself up looking like a Christian, put on your cross, make yourself look like a cute little church lady, African American church lady, and think that I'm going to be able to trust you? You must think I'm foolish. You must think I'm a complete idiot. No, absolutely not. So we've got these stalkers, okay, going back, and they're like all over the place. And what's really happening is because of the, how can I say, the current state of our inflation, you know, people are really hurting, you guys. And, you know, when I was up in the middle class area, you know, I didn't see any of this, but now I'm seeing it everywhere. It's like people are desperate, especially here in the city of Portland and its suburbs. You know, as we know, there's a lot of people come here from different states because they're told that it's easy to be homeless here. And, you know, the government makes it easy for them to be able to slide into that whole thing. So, you know, the drugs that are a part of it. I'm going to actually bring a couple of friends on here and interview. I haven't been able to yet, but I am, and we're going to talk about this. So it goes deeper than just this, you know, oh, my stalkers found me in the shelter. No, it's much more than that, because they're also on the street. So then they get onto the bus with you and they follow you around. You know, you're like at the supermarket and you're like, oh my gosh, that person looks familiar, but you can't place, you know, where you saw that person. People walking around saying, mumbling things that are things that pertain to you, like really weird stuff. So it's all satanic. It's all connected to witchcraft. And this is how they keep an eye on all of us. And this goes hand in hand with monitoring spirits. So, okay, so this is all happening, right? And I'm just trusting in the Lord. You know, I don't have a vehicle right now. I'm on foot, so I'm experiencing it all firsthand. And, you know, at the women's shelter where I was, you know, I had like 3 of them in there. And they all, like, I didn't put it together till like 3 days later. But I was just, you know, this one woman, her name is Denise. She's a Mormon or a Latter-day Saint. And she's always talking about God, but there she is. She's you know, she's committing treason against another fellow American. And that's what this is. This all started happening before in the Obama era. That's when I was stalked before. And once Trump took the office, this stuff stopped happening. And now look, with Biden in here, it's all happening again. So, you know, a lot of these people are not as strong and resilient as someone like I am. You know, of course, that's because I'm an earth angel, I'm a starseed. So not everybody is. And so what they do is they try to just wear you down to the point where you just give up. And you know, you just take your own life, you know, or you go on drugs or whatever. It's absolutely awful. So for one of my friends that's there, and I will be interviewing her, so she'll give her full testimony. She actually had people, what they're using, you guys, now are these, like, they look like vape pens, but they are, or syringes, it depends, of fentanyl. And so what they'll do is they'll drip it like onto your pillow or onto your blanket, so that when you get in and you're tired, you don't realize, you know, then you're inhaling all that, it's on your skin and everything. It's like, you need to like run for your life and go jump in the shower or something like that. So they're actually using syringes, or they also have like mists. It's like a little mist, and you could be anywhere. You could be at the bus stop, you could be in the supermarket, you could be at the doctor's office, and people act like it's not a big deal. You know, and because it's odorless at first, but then, you know, if you know what it smells like, you know what to look out for. A lot of people don't know about this kind of stuff. You think that fentanyl is just being used by losers on the street with their little tin, you know, foil and everything, you know? No, they're using it for different ways to be able to hurt certain people that are being stalked. And so for my friend, it's happened to her like 3 times. She's gone to the shelter staff and she's saying, please help me. And they're like, you're crazy. They've just labeled her crazy. They labeled her an addict, that she's having delusions and stuff like that. Not true. And she did speak to somebody who is another outreach person, like with like homelessness and everything. And she's like, wow, she had heard about it, but it's not really big news yet. So it hasn't even hit the news yet. So this is hot, fresh off the presses, you guys. Yeah. So not only are they following us, you know, they use energy weapons on us, little things that look like pens that have lasers on them, and it just burns a hole like through your skin or makes you feel uncomfortable or whatever frequency that they're trying to put at you. So this is what's going on. Again, all demonic, all witchcraft. So, yeah. So this is what God is showing me. And it's all control, manipulation and control. And for whoever it was that paid them to do this to us, they're walking around. They're like, this is premeditated murder is what it is. And black magic is premeditated murder as well. If someone is coming against you in the spirit and they're trying to unalive you or to kill you, you know, that's premeditated murder. Yes, I'm gonna say it. I said it. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff that the next president is going to have to address, because we need someone in office who's going to love us and care about us and get this disgusting, you know, riffraff off the streets. I mean, especially here in Portland, you know, drugs are legal now, so you can do just about anything anywhere. People don't like it. You know, we say something, we're like, hey, don't be using that right there. There's kids right there, or whatever. Or ew, you know, can you please go someplace else, not at the bus stop? So yeah, that is the ugly. That's the underbelly of what's going on here in Portland. And it's all over the place. So who's bringing in the drugs? Yeah, the Mexican cartels. Who's allowing them? The United States government. Yeah, why? Because the borders are open. Yeah, it's all these illegal immigrants that are coming in here. They're being subsidized in some way by the American government, from what I can see, and here is the plot twist. They are paying, a lot of them, they work in cahoots with these gangstalkers, okay? Now I'm talking on a bigger level here, okay? And so these lower level, and they're young, they're in their early 20s, they haven't gone through the legal immigration process where they're, you know, basically you're supposed to learn about our country, you're supposed to learn about our history, you're supposed to know about, you know, our amendments and all of that. These people, they don't know any of that because they came here illegally. And so because they don't know our history, they don't care about our history. All they care about is money and bringing it back home. So from what I can see, there's the invasion has already begun. It's already happened. It's still happening, and it's been happening. And now they're trying to take us out in different ways. So if someone has, let's say they want to make a phone call, you know, it's like, oh, I know someone that can help you with that. Yeah, and then they pay, and then the money gets shared. Or if it's, oh, this one, she has a life insurance policy on her, or she has inheritance, so we can all get a piece of the pie. So you got these criminals running these streets. A lot of them have like these, it looks like a Salvadorania, was it? Yeah, the Salvadorians with that 13, I forget what the name is of that like their gang, but they're here too, and they've got the 13 on the side of their face and everything, and it's really freaky, you guys. I mean, it's like these people have not been vetted. We have no idea who you're even. I have no idea who I'm sitting next to on the bus. Seriously. So these people have absolutely no problem, and it's not just the Latinos, you know. It's also the Nigerians. Not exclusively, but they don't care, you guys. All they want is money, and they don't care about us. So there's a lot more to come with this, but I know I've been here for a minute. Sorry, my throat. But I just wanted to let you know. So this is what God has been showing me, and I'm just blown away. It's worse than it ever was, even before when Obama was in office. So, and this, I'm not making this a political conversation, you guys. Okay, it's like whatever side of the aisle that you're on, fine. Okay, mine, where I am, I believe in family values. I believe in having a good, strong economy. I believe in having a very strong GDP. I believe that everyone should not have to go and be poor and homeless and things like that. I think that there needs to be a better way of running homelessness, especially here in Portland. You know, the system's broken. It's like I'm not going to go in there and try and fix it or anything. And we all know this. Some of like my friends and I, yeah, I'm creating an alliance here. So, you know, because we've all had it. This is absolute BS. You know, women that are going through, they're fleeing domestic violence situations like how I did, you know, it's like, it's scary and you don't know who to trust. And, you know, then you go into a shelter. It's one of the hardest things ever to do. So people should be able to feel safe there. They always say, oh, you're safe here. You're safe. No, we're not. Apparently we're not. Gresham Women's Shelter, who was under investigation earlier this year. They had a little spot on the news. I think it was Coin, K-O-I-N. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it was on the news, and they were saying like for shady practices and and then it's like within an hour it was completely scrubbed. So yeah, a lot of these, every single one of these places needs to have an investigation, and there should be an outside person who's non-biased, who's not getting paid by whoever, to make sure that they're holding these people accountable. So I look forward to the next presidency, because we're going to see a lot less of this kind of stuff happening. And if you're a woman and you've suffered from domestic violence like how I have, okay, now fortunately for me it wasn't physical, but it was emotional, it was mental, it was spiritual attacks, which are way worse if you ask me. So it's all bad, okay? So if you're a woman that needs to go to a domestic violence shelter and you're here in Portland, you know, it's like they're gonna treat you like you've done something wrong. They act like you're bad, especially at the Gresham place. They talk down to you, the staff. They talk to you like you're stupid. They talk to you like you're just a complete total loser. And when you go to them and you ask for whatever you might need, whether it's, you know, toothpaste, or you need some, you know, hair gel or whatever, they act like you are just asking for $1,000 or something like that. And a lot of them are black. You know, we've got some Latinas that are in there. But the main person that runs that place, her name is Nikki, Nikki. And she is like the warden to me. Patrice, which is another, she's an African American woman. You know, I've seen her have to turn people away at the door. This one young gal, she's like 20 and obviously just beyond traumatized. And she had dreadlocks and everything, and so she got lice. And she had to take the lice out. So there's a woman, she's like, yeah. Okay, Patrice is black. This other woman was white. And she's like, yeah, you can't be here. And the woman's like, what? Well, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, because you have lice. Until that lice is gone, we're giving you at least 3 days. She had no warning, nothing. And she's like 20. And she had to leave, unprepared. You know, there was another time, okay, so the Gresham, one of the churches that are here, I forget which one it is, Presbyterian or Lutheran, and they brought us a feast. I mean, they had like all the salads. These salads were in big bowls, you guys. I mean, beautiful, like grandma salads, you know, like the old-fashioned ones with the curly Q pasta and like the peas and everything chopped up so beautifully and everything. And they made us biscuits, they made us like sourdough rolls, they chicken, I mean, you know, ambrosia, I mean, they just, you know, it was really nice for us. And there we're looking, okay, across the yard area, and I could see this woman, Patrice, with this really big, it was a big, you know, thing of fruit salad, ambrosia. And I could just see her opening up her mouth and just skimming off the top with this big smile, like, yeah. Did we have ambrosia for dinner that night? No. Did we have biscuits? No. But did I see them stuffing their faces with it? Yes, I did. God showed me. So yeah, I mean, they take donations from us. If people drop off clothes and shoes, they look through it first, and they get what they want from that first. We're not allowed to really get any clothes unless you've just, you know, arrived and you have nothing. I mean, they just keep it all for themselves. And they always ask everyone to leave like for 3 hours every single day from 12:30 to 3:30. And they tell us it's for cleaning, but it's not true. They have parties in the lunchroom. It's pretty big. You know, they're having like birthday parties, engagement parties, baptismal parties, you know, party, using the electricity and the space that's supposed to be for homeless people, okay? And they have no problem with it. So it's just, it's a joke. I mean, it's just like glorified babysitting. So, and God forbid if you should say something like, excuse me, please don't speak to me in that tone. That's not necessary. Then they say, okay, you have an attitude. Now you're going to write you up. It's just like jail. It feels like jail. Anyway, it's like very institutional. And many people have said that. Anyway, so I'm moving along to another place, and it's much better. It's not run like this at all. And there's different agencies depending on which county that you're in here. So it just makes coming out of homelessness more difficult, because it's like this hamster wheel. You're constantly on this hamster wheel, and you don't know what to do. So I went on to Gemini AI just to check it out, and I said, how do you get out of a shelter? And I swear to you, they had like a step-by-step thing, 7 steps, which I had all been doing. And I thought, wow, this is awesome. They should be handing this out to every single person that's homeless. But no, they don't want them to find their way out because they're making money off of us every single time. For every month that you're there at a shelter, I think you get like $5,000. At least that's how it was at the pods through Open Door in Cornelius. It's different over there. So God is showing me these different places. You know, some of these places like Just Compassion in Tigard, they really care. They're with Do Good Multnomah. They actually really care. But it's just they don't have enough space to be able to hold the people. You know, and then they've got, you know, methamphetamines that are rampant running through that place, and, you know, meth heads. It's just, it's awful. And it's co-ed. It's co-ed. But these men were just like, it's like, get off my leg, hungry. You know, it's just like, ugh. It just felt so predatory. But anyway, I digress. But this is what God has been showing me, and you know, there needs to be some changes because people's lives are at stake here. And I know people in the powers that be, they don't want this. They want them to die. But I'm here hoping that they can have life and have a new life started all over again. So it takes only the brave people can make this happen. So anyway, it's about all I've got for now, you guys, but thank you so much for tuning in. So until next time, be good, stay blessed, and keep the kingdom first. Mwah. Bye.